This message is a profound truth, a secret many never uncover in a lifetime. We live in a world consumed by noise, where everyone rushes to speak, to post, to share their lives with those who either do not care or secretly wish for their downfall. We announce our plans before they begin, reveal our pain before it heals, and expose our dreams before they are protected. Then we wonder why we feel trapped, why support eludes us, and why our endeavors crumble before they even take root. Today, I offer you the unvarnished truth. Do not share everything. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your journey, or your struggles. Speaking too soon invites doubt, surrenders your power, and hands others the blueprint to dismantle what you have yet to build. This message will reveal how silence can safeguard your future, fortify your mind, and render you unstoppable. As you absorb this vital lesson, you will also enhance your English comprehension and critical thinking. Lesson 1: Silence cultivates focus, discipline, and inner growth. These essential qualities are not forged in clamor, but in stillness. Observe any great thinker, creator, athlete, or leader. Each experienced a period of profound silence. They withdrew, ceased speaking, and began building. That transformative season changed everything. Why? Because when you stop talking, you stop explaining. And when you stop explaining, you start doing. Consider this: every time you voice a goal, your brain registers a premature sense of accomplishment. This is perilous. As your mind relaxes, your hunger wanes, your drive diminishes, and your focus blurs. Yet, when you remain silent, that pressure accumulates within you, transforming into energy, into fire, into unwavering discipline. When your aspirations are known to none, you rise earlier, train harder, and concentrate better. For it is solely you against yourself. There is no applause, no judgment, no external noise, only pure, unadulterated work. This is the crucible of true growth, not on a stage or a social feed, but behind the scenes, in profound silence. When you embrace silence, something potent awakens within. You focus with laser precision, master your own mind, and understand yourself more deeply than ever before. Silence creates space, and in that space, your inner voice resonates louder. You finally hear your own thoughts, encounter your authentic self, and discover your true desires. This is inner growth, and it is unshakable. Remember, for genuine power, true transformation, and lasting results, begin with silence. Silence is not weakness, it is preparation. And when your silence culminates in results, the world will be compelled to listen. Lesson 2: Silence builds mental fortitude and emotional resilience. If the first lesson laid your foundation, this one erects your strength. Silence powerfully trains your mind to cease reacting. The moment you stop reacting to every stimulus, you become formidably strong. Most people are not weak because life is inherently difficult. They are weak because they react to everything. A harsh word and they explode. Ignored, they feel rejected. Criticized, they shatter internally. Misunderstood, they rush to explain and defend. This incessant reaction depletes the mind, fostering anxiety, emotional chaos, and mental exhaustion, gradually rendering individuals emotionally fragile. When you cultivate silence, you practice a rare virtue: self-control. You may feel anger, but you do not speak it. You experience pain, but you do not voice complaint. You feel misunderstood, but you do not offer explanations. Each instance strengthens your mind. Like muscles growing under resistance, your mind strengthens under controlled silence. Silence teaches your brain a crucial lesson. I do not need to react to survive. This understanding changes everything. Imagine two individuals traversing a storm. One shouts, "This is unfair. Why me? I cannot bear this." The storm persists, but this person becomes exhausted, enraged, and broken. Now envision the second person. They do not shout or complain. They simply continue walking quietly. The storm remains unchanged, yet this individual conserves energy, maintains balance, and progresses. The storm never dictates who is strong, your reaction does. This is the effect of silence on your mind. When you cease broadcasting every emotion, you stop feeding your pain. Pain thrives on attention. Drama flourishes with an audience. Weakness proliferates through repetition. Silence severs this cycle. You feel pain but process it internally. You feel anger but allow it to dissipate. You feel sadness but refuse to define your identity by it. This cultivates emotional maturity, which is unbreakable. No one can easily provoke you, control your mood, or steal your peace. You do not need to shout to feel powerful. You feel powerful because you are calm. When you remain silent long enough, a profound shift occurs. Your emotions cease to control you. You are no longer swayed by every comment, opinion, or reaction. You become centered, internally strong, and externally calm. This calmness is not weakness. It is command. People sense it. They respect it. They perceive that you are not easily shaken because you deny others emotional access. You do not overshare, complain, or explain yourself to everyone. Consequently, there is nothing to attack, no vulnerability to exploit, no emotion to manipulate, no reaction to savor. Silence closes doors that emotions open. This is why quiet individuals endure longer. They weather storms that others collapse under. Staying quiet does not mean suppressing emotions. It means mastering them. It means feeling everything but controlling everything. Once you master this, you become mentally strong, emotionally stable, and internally unbreakable. The strongest people in any room are not the loudest, they are the calmest. They do not argue, explain, or react. They observe, learn, and grow. When they finally act, they do so with clarity, power, and unstoppable force. Silence is not hiding, it is training. And the more you train in silence, the harder life finds it to break you. Lesson 3: Silence safeguards your goals, plans, and future. We all harbor dreams, but not everyone protects them. We all have aspirations and envision a future. The common mistake is speaking too soon, too loudly, and to the wrong audience. People discuss their plans before even commencing work, and this habit of premature sharing silently sabotages their success. When you reveal your goals too early, you invite doubt. Others may say, "That's too difficult. That's impossible. You're dreaming too grandly." And then your brain begins to second guess your vision. Secondly, you invite distractions. Everyone wants updates, offers unsolicited advice. Your energy is diverted into discussing your goal, not building it. Thirdly, you lose your drive. Scientific studies indicate that merely talking about a goal provides a small mental reward, as if it has already been achieved. But it hasn't. You have merely spoken. That is not action, but a mental leakage of energy. What then should you do? Remain silent. Imagine you possess a seed. Your dream, your vision, your next endeavor. If you were to dig it up and display it to everyone before it could grow, what would happen? The seed would die. It would never root, grow quietly, or build its strength beneath the surface. Dreams are identical. They flourish in silence, requiring darkness, privacy, and protection. The world is too cacophonous, and your nascent dream too delicate. Do not expose it to the winds of doubt and opinion. Allow it to grow in silence. When it is robust enough, let the fruit speak for itself. Consider a common scenario. A young man aspired to launch a clothing brand. He announced to his friends, "I'm launching next month. It's going to be huge." He posted designs, teased announcements online, and spoke grandly of its potential. The problem? He had no foundation. No manufacturer, no product testing, no market research, no savings. Just excitement and sharing. Soon, people inquired, where is the brand? Why the delay? Is it still happening? Gradually, the pressure suffocated the dream. He felt embarrassed, lost motivation, and abandoned the project. The worst part. Now, when he shares a new idea, people mock him, saying, "Oh, like the clothing brand." This is the consequence of speaking too early. Your words become a snare. Let your ideas mature internally until they are ready, tested, and have survived the crucible of silence. Until you have walked the talk, not merely talked. Premature sharing relinquishes your power. But when you build in silence, your plans become potent weapons, your goals sharpen, and your mind becomes acutely focused. No noise, no distractions, no external pressure, just pure progress. Let us be honest, not everyone desires your success. Some listen to your dreams only to mimic them. Some feign support while secretly hoping for your failure. Some, without understanding your endeavor, will still offer detrimental advice. The less they know, the less they can influence. Silence is your shield. It repels noise, doubt, and negative energy. It creates a mental sanctuary where you can grow without fear, for it is then solely you and your mission. So, instead of sharing, what should you do? Here is the optimal approach plan in private. Strategize wisely. Do not speak. Execute in silence. Act without announcement. Allow the work to develop before the world observes it. Let results speak. Once your dream gains momentum, once it is manifest, you will not need to explain it. People will see it, feel it, and respect it. Let your results generate the noise, not your mouth. Protect your goals, protect your future, not solely by working harder, but by speaking less. Move like water, silent, powerful, unstoppable. For one day, those who dismissed you will inquire how you achieved it. And your answer will be the most powerful statement of all. I stayed quiet and I did the work. Lesson 4. Silence strengthens and secures your relationships. This lesson delves into the heart of the matter. When people hear, "Do not share everything," they often assume it pertains only to goals, business, or future plans. However, oversharing can devastate the most crucial aspects of your life, your relationships. Yes, your romantic life, your friendships, your family bonds. Even the strongest connections can unravel not due to betrayal or infidelity, but due to excessive talking, sharing, and exposure. You fall in love. You feel intimacy, happiness, safety. What then do? You post about it. You tell everyone. You share every disagreement with friends. You discuss every private moment with outsiders. You invite the world into what was once pure. And then something shifts. The relationship ceases to be solely between two people. It becomes a public spectacle. Opinions flood in. Jealous friends sow seeds of doubt. Strangers observe. Instead of protecting your relationship, you are performing for an audience. You have forfeited its sacredness. Consider a girl who shares every detail of her relationship online, every fight, every emotion, every argument, every intimate photo, every private conversation. One day they quarrel. She tells her friends, who advise her, "You deserve better." She posts a cryptic story. Strangers pass judgment. They reconcile the next day, but now 10 other people are privy to all their problems. Slowly, trust erodes, privacy vanishes, safety dissipates. Why? Because she did not protect the relationship. She exposed it. Anything overexposed becomes fragile. The strongest relationships are often the most silent. Not because they are secretive, but because they are protective. They do not perform. They do not seek validation. They do not collect likes. They do not invite external opinions. They are centered on each other, not on the world. They are built in privacy, with trust, emotional safety, and clear boundaries. Love is not a public declaration. It is a private commitment. Staying quiet does not imply a lack of communication. It signifies communicating with the right person, not with everyone else. You converse with your partner, not your 20 friends. You resolve conflicts privately, not through social media posts. You respect boundaries and safeguard what is sacred. Here, silence embodies loyalty, maturity, and wisdom. Perhaps you have a best friend. You share everything, your secrets, family issues, deepest emotions. This is fine until that friend changes. They distance themselves, become jealous, or insecure. Suddenly, they wield all your secrets as weapons. You feel vulnerable, exposed, betrayed. Why? Because you overshared. You trusted too quickly, revealed too much too soon. Now you live with regret. Keep your love life private, not hidden. You do not need to announce every detail. Celebrate in private. Heal in private. Do not share relationship disputes with outsiders. They will judge without comprehending your bond. Avoid posting your emotions online, anger, sadness, drama. Once it is public, it cannot be retrieved. Do not allow others to manage your heart. It is your relationship, not their concern. Learn to sit with your emotions instead of broadcasting them. Privacy is not silence, it is self-respect. The more you expose your private life to the world, the less special it becomes. Relationships are like fire shielded from the wind. They burn beautifully. Exposed to the storm, they flicker and die. Protect what brings you peace. Not everything needs to be spoken. Not everything needs to be posted. Not everything requires an audience. Some things are more beautiful when they are exclusively yours. You do not need the world's approval to love someone. You do not need public validation to feel special. You do not need to share your happiness for it to be real. You simply need to protect it. And sometimes The most profound way to love someone is not to speak about them, but to remain loyal behind closed doors. For silence does not signify distance, it signifies depth. Lesson 5: Silence protects your power. Let us delve into the profound reason why the world's most powerful individuals move in silence. Silence safeguards their energy, their vision, and their power. Power is not merely wealth or fame. It is not measured by followers or vocal volume. True power is your inner control, your mental energy, your emotional discipline, your vision, and your focused alignment. Here is the stark truth. Every time you explain yourself, engage in an argument, or announce your next move, you relinquish a fraction of that power. Not because you are weak, but because you are needlessly expending your energy. When you speak unnecessarily, you empower others to judge you. You expose your next move to those who might obstruct it. You reveal your pain to those who might relish it. You permit trivial minds to infiltrate a space reserved for giants. This may seem minor, but in psychology, it is termed ego depletion. The more you discuss something, especially emotionally, the more fatigued your brain becomes, and the weaker your emotional resistance grows. This is why verbose individuals often feel mentally exhausted. This is why those who over-explain frequently feel misunderstood. This is why those who constantly seek validation ultimately feel empty. Power is not solely what you accomplish, it is what you protect. And silence is your ultimate protection. Consider a real-world example, not from books, but from the behavior of winners. There were two entrepreneurs, both ambitious, talented, and brimming with bold ideas. One, however, could not stop talking. He live-streamed weekly, announcing every new plan. He shared every idea with friends before testing it. He constantly posted about big things coming, but nothing materialized. He expended so much energy talking that none was left for doing. The second man disappeared. No posts, no announcements, no fanfare. People assumed he had given up. But 2 years later, he launched something explosive, a tech product that astonished everyone, a business model no one anticipated, a result that required no introduction because the world could not ignore it. Why? Because he remained silent while building his power. When he re-emerged, he needed no explanations. The results spoke volumes. Steve Jobs did not post daily updates on Apple's next invention. He waited, he launched, and the world paid attention. Elon Musk executes powerful moves silently, then reveals them when they are undeniable. Warren Buffett lives like a phantom, quiet, invisible, yet his investments reverberate globally. When you speak less, people listen more. When you move silently, your actions resonate louder. This is not mere theory, you can apply it today. First, talk less, observe more. Every conversation consumes energy. Do not waste it defending your path. Let your growth speak for itself. Second, keep your next move hidden. Until it is complete, it is not real. Share your product, not your plan. Third, let results do the talking. If your life improves, people will notice. If it does not, talking will not help. Fourth, ignore the need for applause. If you constantly crave validation, you will become a performer. Be a builder instead. Fifth, silence disarms your adversaries. When they cannot decipher you, they cannot stop you. Be inscrutable. Be unpredictable. Have you noticed that the quietest individuals often command the most respect? They do not seek attention. They do not need to prove anything. They do not post their successes. They embody success. This is the aura silence cultivates. Mystery is alluring. Control is impressive. Silence is powerful. Talking is effortless. Silence is strength. Anyone can declare their dreams. Only the focused can build them silently. Anyone can say, "Watch me." Only the wise allow results to declare, "You cannot ignore me." So, to grow stronger, wiser, sharper, speak less, do more. Talk less, win more. Share less, build more. For the less people know about your power, the more unstoppable you become. Lesson 6. Not everyone deserves to know everything. Not everyone merits access to your life, your plans, your pain, your progress, or your private world. Indeed, the more individuals you permit into your mind, the more opinions you allow to disturb your peace, and the more judgment you invite onto your journey, the more arduous your life becomes. The truth is, most people are not safe custodians of your truth. We are raised to believe that if someone is close to us, we should reveal everything. If they are family, they should know all. If they are our best friend, we must conceal nothing. If we love someone, we should open up completely. While this sounds honest and pure, it is also perilous. Closeness is not synonymous with safety. Just because someone is in your life does not mean they are prepared to bear your truth. There are 3 categories of people in your life. First, genuine supporters. They love you, respect your boundaries, and desire your success. They do not judge. They listen. They protect what you confide. Such individuals are rare. Second, accidental destroyers. They do not intend harm, but they cause it. You share your plan, and they laugh. You reveal a problem, and they spread it. You disclose a weakness, and they offer poor advice. They are not malicious, merely careless. Third, silent saboteurs. These are the most dangerous. They smile to your face, but secretly wish for your failure. They await your vulnerability only to weaponize your truth later. They feign support, but gossip, judge, and doubt you behind your back. So, what is the lesson? Not everyone should be entrusted with your private world. When you share your vision with the wrong person, you lose not only energy, but momentum. Allow me to share a typical story. A girl harbored a secret dream to become a writer. For years, she told no one, writing in silence, practicing, improving. Then, one day, she confided in her closest friend. The friend listened and laughed. "You, a writer? That's unrealistic." That sentence fractured something within her. She stopped writing for 6 months, questioning her talent, beginning to believe she was not good enough. Why? Not due to a lack of talent, but because she shared her dream with the wrong person. Later, she realized it was not about the friend, but her own premature need for validation. She resumed writing, but this time in silence. 3 years later, she became a best-selling author. The same friend messaged her, "I always knew you had it in you." But the author knew the truth. It was her silence, not their support, that led to her victory. Consider your mind a sacred chamber. Each time you speak, you open the door. Each time someone enters, they leave a footprint. Some leave peace. Some leave confusion. Some break the furniture and leave the window ajar. Learn to protect the sanctuary of your mind. Do not open it to everyone. Do not adorn it based on others' tastes. Do not permit visitors to track in dirt. Your vision is not a tourist attraction, it is your temple. First, pause before sharing. Ask yourself, does this person possess the maturity, wisdom, and intention to handle this information with care? If not, remain silent. Second, test people subtly. Before revealing something significant, test with something minor. Do they gossip? Do they respect your silence? Do they listen without judgment? If not, they do not deserve further access. Third, protect what you cherish: your goals, your healing, your relationships, your struggles. These are sacred, not for public display. Treat them as treasure, not trash. Fourth, embrace privacy as your power. You do not need to explain your journey. You do not need to post your progress. You do not need to prove anything. You simply need to protect your path. Understand, silence is self-respect. Silence is not hiding. Silence is not fear. Silence is reverence for your own growth. It means, I do not need others to understand. I just need to keep going. People will always seek to know more about you. Some out of love, some curiosity, some insecurity, some to compare, some to compete. But your role is not to entertain their inquiries. Your role is to build your life in peace, in silence, in strength. For the less they know, the more power you wield. Lesson 7: Silence grants you the advantage of mystery. People can only attack what they perceive. They can only judge what they comprehend. They can only thwart what they can predict. Thus, mystery is power. Indeed, the less people know about you, the more powerful, unpredictable, and unshakable you become. This is the advantage silence bestows: the power of mystery. Human beings possess an inherent tendency. Upon meeting someone, we attempt to decipher them. We strive to understand their thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and intentions. Why? Because understanding fosters a sense of safety and control. However, when we are unaware of what someone is thinking or planning, we experience confusion, insecurity, or even apprehension. This is the silent weapon of mystery. It keeps people guessing. And when they guess, you gain an advantage, for they are reacting to you instead of you reacting to them. Most people err by revealing too much too soon to too many. They expose their emotions, ideas, goals, finances, pain, and even their next moves. The consequence: they become predictable. Everyone anticipates what they will say, what they desire, what they are doing. When people can read you like an open book, they cease to respect you. They begin to judge you. They may even weaponize your information. You have lost your mystery. And when mystery is lost, the power of control is lost. Consider two football players. One talks incessantly, boasting about his moves, declaring how he will score, even posting practice videos online. The other player is quiet. No posts, no chatter, no hints. He simply trains, observes, and prepares. On game day, who receives the most attention? The loud one. Everyone expects him to excel, but because his every move is known, he is easily blocked. The quiet one, however, surprises everyone, for no one knew his plans, could predict his strategy, or read his energy. This is the effect of mystery. It keeps you one step ahead. In business, when you guard your strategies, competitors cannot mimic you. When you launch something unexpected, you disrupt the market. In relationships, when you cease oversharing every emotion, people stop manipulating you. They respect you more. They fear losing you more. In personal life, when your endeavors are unknown, no one can judge or distract you. You become unpredictable, focused, powerful. In communication, when you speak less, but with substance, people listen more, for your words now carry mystery, meaning, and respect. First, speak less, observe more. Do not rush to respond. Watch, study, and allow others to reveal themselves. The more you observe, the more you learn. Second, do not explain everything you do. Keep people guessing, not out of secrecy, but because you are growing. Third, let silence cultivate curiosity. You do not need to be ubiquitous. When people do not frequently see you, your presence becomes more valuable. Fourth, surprise people with results, not promises. Talk is cheap. Let your next move strike like lightning, not a calendar reminder. Fifth, control your emotional expression. Never fully disclose when you are angry, scared, insecure, or overly excited. Calmness is power, and mystery arises when people cannot discern your next emotional state. If people know your every weakness, every dream, and can read every emotion on your face, they can manipulate you. But if you become unreadable, they cannot distract you. They cannot guilt you. They cannot pressure you. They cannot stop you. They will try, but they will fail, for you have become a silent storm, powerful, focused, invisible until it is too late. You do not need to proclaim your vision. You do not need to post every step. You do not need to explain your silence. Simply become the kind of person who moves in mystery and allows the world to feel your impact, not your announcements. Remember, what people do not know, they cannot stop. What they cannot read, they cannot predict. And what they cannot predict, they fear. And what they fear, they respect. So, protect your mystery. It is not silence, it is strategy. Lesson 8, what you should never share, no matter what. If you have reached this point, you now grasp that silence is not weakness. It is wisdom. Silence is a strategy that safeguards your peace, your power, and your future. But now, you must go deeper. You must learn what you should never share. Not with friends, not with family, not with the world. For no matter how close someone is, how excited you feel, or how much you trust them in the moment, certain things, once spoken, cannot be retracted. And those things can deplete your energy, impede your growth, or even devastate your future. Here are the 5 things you must protect with silence. 1. Your next big move. Never announce your goals before you achieve them. Why? Because premature disclosure of your dream leads to 3 outcomes: a false sense of progress, as your brain prematurely registers accomplishment, exposure to judgment, criticism, or jealousy, and an invitation to distractions that disrupt your focus. Let your success be your statement. Let your results speak louder than any promise ever could. Until it is done, it does not exist. 2. Your income and finances. Discussing your money creates 2 problems. People begin to expect things from you, and they silently resent you. The more you display, the more you attract superficial relationships and covert adversaries. Remain humble. Let your lifestyle subtly hint at success. You do not need to post your bank account to validate your worth. True wealth is quiet. Ostentatious wealth is often deceptive. 3. Your deepest pain. You may feel an urge to share your wounds for sympathy, support, or attention. But exercise caution. Some will listen. Some will understand. But some will only remember your pain to exploit it later. Heal privately. Speak only once you have transmuted your pain into power. Your pain merits peace, not performance, for your love life. Keep your relationship insulated from the world. Do not post everything. Do not tell everyone. Do not expose private moments to public scrutiny, for the more people involved, the faster it unravels. Love flourishes in silence, not in noise. 5. Your family's problems. Do not disclose everything about your family, your childhood, or your personal struggles to everyone. People may listen today, but tomorrow they may judge your background, not your growth. Protect your roots, however painful they may be. Let your transformation speak for itself. You are not your past, and no one deserves the full narrative unless they have earned your trust with unwavering loyalty. You have just absorbed one of life's profoundest truths. Silence protects. Silence sharpens. Silence builds. Silence transforms. In a world infatuated with noise, you have a choice: be loud and weak, or be silent and powerful. Everyone talks, everyone posts, everyone flaunts, but the wise disappear. They do not explain. They do not argue. They do not seek applause. They build. They grow. They return with something the world cannot ignore: unshakable confidence, unstoppable results, unspoken strength. If you are weary of being misunderstood, judged, doubted, copied, or drained, it is time to withdraw. Go silent. Retreat inward and work on yourself as never before. For when you re-emerge, the world will not ask what happened. The world will ask, how did you become this powerful? And your sole answer will be, I stayed quiet and I did the work. Now, affirm this to yourself. I do not need to explain my dreams. I do not need to share every emotion. I do not need to impress the crowd. I just need to protect my energy and move in silence. If this message has prompted you to safeguard your power, to remain calm, focused, and untouchable, then remember to like, share, and subscribe. For this is more than a message. It is your new code of life. Speak less, move smart, stay private, win loudly, but silently. Your future demands not noise, but discipline, silence, and action. We will meet you at the top, quietly.